If I have to deal with Google one more time, I swear I'm going to lose it.
This has been a terrible week for me. I mean, a long, disastrous week. It's only been like 7 days, but it feels like it's been a month. If you have been looking for my videos or trying to find my channel, then you've probably noticed that there were at least a few times where it was either gone or it looked like a totally different channel. And I'm going to tell you about how all that happened and everything, and why Google is at least partly responsible for it and partly responsible, well, almost fully responsible for me going insane over it. I'm going to break it up into a few parts, and don't worry, I'm going to be showing you the reason why you're probably here anyway, and that's to see my beautiful nut job fish. Okay, so it's early in the morning. I wake up and I go to turn on my computer, and like usual, I check my Gmail first. Except this time when I go to check my Gmail, there's a problem. It's asking me to sign in using my password. So no problem, I can do that. It's unusual, but I can sign in using my password. Or can I? I put in the password that's pretty long and complicated, and it doesn't take. It says incorrect password. So I probably typoed something. I give it another shot. Put in the same password and get the same result. And so at this point, I've tried the password twice, and I'm starting to feel a little uncomfortable about my situation. So I try another way. If you're trying to log into your Gmail account or your Google account, there's always an option way down at the bottom of the screen that says, try another way. And I do that, except when I hit that, it's none of the information that I put in originally for the account. So when you're setting up your Gmail account or your Google account, you're asked to put in your phone number, a recovery phone number, recovery email, and this kind of thing. A passkey, other things like that are part of two-step security, which unfortunately, and this is my bad, I mean, you gotta have this two-step security set up on your Google account if you don't have it now. I didn't do it because
I was stupid,
but also because I had the same Gmail account for like 20 years and I never had any issues at all with it. So I just never set it up. So none of the information now is the information I put in. So when I hit send a verification code to my phone, it's gonna go to someone else's phone. It wants me to somehow put in a passkey, which I never had before. I mean, I use my thumbprint on my phone to log in that way, but I didn't have a passkey set up anymore. And it wanted me to physically insert one. I've been hacked, obviously, but how am I gonna recover this? I'm not feeling hopeless at this point because I figure I'll just contact Google and they'll fix it. But the thing is, how do you contact Google? Have you ever tried? You probably have, but if you haven't, let me tell you, it is not easy. So the thing about big companies is that a lot of times they get their fingers in all kinds of stuff. And so they're no longer just one thing. Like Samsung doesn't just make phones, so now they make phones, they make refrigerators, they make microwaves, all kinds of stuff. Well, the same thing with Google. They have their fingers in all kinds of stuff. Which means that if something goes wrong with Google, your Google account, then things could go terribly wrong with all kinds of things in your life. Probably a lot more than what you're thinking. With me, it involved a lot more than what I was thinking. So I'm a professional photographer and I use Adobe products which are linked to my email. So if that goes down and I get hacked and I can't sign into my Gmail, then Adobe instantly knows and I can't use my Lightroom and I can't use Photoshop. That means I can't do my job. My phone will no longer work as it's supposed to. Google going down can totally f up your life. Okay, so I'm trying to contact them to figure out what the heck is going on with my email and get it recovered. But all I get is this loop telling me to verify my account over and over again. So the process is if your account goes down, you verify it and then get it straightened out. But I can't because every single piece of information on this account is now the hackers. Okay, so there's nothing for me to do. I can't figure out what to do, except for I do find one thing when I use Reddit, which is where I find a lot of my information actually. I find out that if I go to Twitter, which I don't even have a Twitter account, but now I have one. So if you go onto Twitter, then you can actually contact them by, it's like YouTube support or something. And you send them a text saying what happened and they'll fix it for you. So I did that and they didn't get back with me right away, but I got like 1,000 responses from other people saying, hey, this guy fixed it for me. And I had like multiple texts from people saying that the same person fixed it for them, and it was easy, and they got their account back in no time. So I look into that, and I foolishly, very foolishly, almost pay this guy to fix my account, and it was going to be like $85. But then I go back and I go, am I just being like an old guy now and just like falling for all these terrible scams? And I'm thinking, yeah, something feels totally off here. So I go back and I look at all the people that recommended this guy, and they're all like bots, okay? None of these accounts exist as real people. They're just aimed totally at sending people to this guy to fix their account. So I go from thinking, okay, I'm gonna get my account back to, I'm not gonna get my account back at all. YouTube has responded saying that they're going to look into it, but honestly, I never hear back from those guys again. So I start racking my brain, and what can I do to get my account back? And you know what happens about this time? My YouTube channel, which has been fine all day, and if you don't know, YouTube is owned by Google, it goes down. When I look for my channel and my videos, there's nothing there, and it says terminated. Now, I don't know about you, but terminated means bad things. I don't think that it means 100% that I'm not going to be able to get my channel back, but it doesn't make me feel positive that I'm going to be able to. It feels like everything's probably been deleted from it, which would be a real pain in the ass. So that's gone, and I'm thinking, how am I going to contact people? Because I can't log into YouTube anyway. But there's a feature on YouTube Studio, if you're a monetized account, that allows you to chat with a live person. This is a huge benefit to having a monetized YouTube account. And most people don't have this option. So if I didn't have this, I have no idea what I'd be doing right now. I think my channel would probably be gone forever. So I think I can't get on there, but I know someone who probably could get on there and chat with Google support and maybe get this at least rolling in the right direction. So if you don't know KG Tropicals, you need to. They're one of the best YouTube fish channels. I love John Hudson. I love his wife, Lisa. They're both great people, and they have great information on their channels, great videos. So I'm thinking maybe John will be able to log on and chat with them. And this is a huge ask. I mean, it's going to take some time. But maybe get them rolling on it and send an email to somebody, or just get my account looked at to figure out what I need to do. Contact with anybody at this point is huge. So John quickly responds and says, yeah, what the heck happened to you? And I told him what happened, and he goes, yeah, I'm actually chatting with them right now. And so John gets this whole thing rolling, and I can't tell you, I often joke that I have no friends. Well, I do have some friends, and John is definitely one of them. And I am in debt to him forever for getting this back for me. So he gets in contact with them, and I get an email shortly after to my other email that isn't associated with my YouTube account. And it says that they're looking into it and they're going to get back with me. Well, they do get back with me eventually, and they send me a reset password email. And that allows me to just go back to square one and get my account password changed. But when I do that, when I go in to log in to my Google account, it makes me ask, and this is the kicker here, because this is something that I totally did not expect to happen. It tells me that I need to get my parents' permission to do this. So I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not a little boy anymore. And I don't feel like asking my parents to be able to log on to my Google account, but that's what I have to do. And that's because these hackers are brilliant. And let me tell you, I am not as furious at the hackers as I am with Google. The hackers are just like they're an inconvenience to people. That you get hacked, and it can be a total nightmare, but they're just like a bug that's buzzing in your face. You swat it away. You don't want to waste any effort hating these guys. But Google, I can totally hate these guys. Okay, here's what happens. These hackers are really smart, and when they hack your account, they link up your Gmail or your phone and your Google account with something called Family Link. It's Google Family Link. That means that you can have a family of people and your parents can watch what the kids are doing. Sounds like a good idea, except now my parent is the fucking hacker. So this guy is now my daddy-o, and I need to get his permission to do anything on my account. even though Google sent me a reset password. It takes me a while to figure out how to contact Family Link and get this all fixed. And after several frustrating hours of talking with them about what's happened, and then them pretty much ignoring my whole story and telling me I still need to contact my parents and ask for permission, and I have to say, no, my parents are my hacker, you need to pay attention to what I'm saying. This guy is not going to help me out here and take me off of his parental control. So frustrating. So I finally get the option. If I'm 13 years or older, then I can opt out of this family plan on my own, so I can stop being supervised. But if I do that, then I have to wait 24 hours without my phone or my Gmail account, right? Because I haven't even changed my password yet. So I can't change my password until I get this Family Link off my phone, and it takes 24 hours to do it. I have this reset email link right now, and I figure the hackers are just going to get that. They're going to get that, intercept it, and change the password. I'm going to have to do this whole thing again. Let me tell you also that when that phone is locked out for 24 hours, it's locked out for 24 hours. That means you can not only use Google or Gmail, you can't use anything. You can't text, so I can no longer get a hold of John Hudson at KG Tropicals and say, hey, let him know that this is going on, and I can't even do anything for 24 hours so that they can freeze my Gmail or something. I can't do anything. So I wait. 24 hours goes away. The next day, to make a long story short, I get everything set up. I set up my two-step verification and then some. And this is like 10:30 at night. And then I go to bed and I wake up the next morning to get on, and I've been hacked again. Second time. At least now I have an email contact, a string going on in my other email to get a hold of them and let them know. I'm not going to go into everything that's happened since then.
But here are a few good ones. Fish couldn't care less about all these terrible things Google has put me through in the past week. Just take Percy here. He's a wild Colombian Oscar. He's the best looking Oscar that you'll ever see. Smart too. Smartest fish I've ever owned. But Percy is also ignorant about some things. Percy knows nothing about how after I got my channel back, the hacker was listed as, get this, a manager of my channel in the YouTube studio. That means he can pretty much do anything he wants on my channel. And to remove him, Google said I needed to wait 7 days because there had been suspicious activity on my account. Percy is also unaware that when I was prompted to verify my other Google account, the only way I could do it was to have Google send a code to my old phone number, which no longer exists, and I tried to delete from Google 3 times. It didn't want to use one of my other phone numbers, my email or passcode that I had in there. Nope, just wanted to use that old phone number that doesn't exist anymore. You try another way, and it's still that phone number. If asked, Percy would say he knows nothing about the response received from Google about looking into suspicious activity on my other Gmail account, and that I was notified from Google about this suspicious activity. I waited a full day to find the response that they found no suspicious activity on my YouTube channel, even though I spelled out for them that it was my Gmail account, not the YouTube channel. Percy's happy not to have to deal with any of these things, and I'm very envious of him for that. All this talk of an evil Google empire means nothing to any of my fish, as long as they get their tasty Northfin pellets and some Costco frozen shrimp, buffet style. Unfortunately, I do have to care about it, and it doesn't make me happy.
It's a complete nightmare because the Google response, you have to wait so long after you even send an email, which you probably can't because you don't have a YouTube channel that's monetized, and you have to wait for them to respond to you before you can respond back. And this whole process can take a day or more while you're being hacked and waiting for your YouTube channel to go down. So these guys are over in Europe somewhere hacking my account and turning my YouTube fish channel into a Bitcoin operation where they live stream something, and they did it both times. And the reason they hacked my account is because I have 24,000 subscribers, so they can get some instant views. But hopefully not many of you actually watched it. So I get my account set up the second time, and then I just have some issues with, of course, like the Family Link being on there again and trying to get that situated. Total nightmare dealing with that Family Link. I think as far as like how much evil resides in Google, I would say probably, I don't know, maybe 60% of it is in Google Family Link alone. It's so irritating because you tell them it's a hacker and they keep calling them your parent and you need to go ask your mom and dad. Very frustrating. And dealing with Family Link the second time was more frustrating than the first time because at this point I knew I was going to have to be without my phone for 24 hours and I was trying everything to not have to wait that 24 hours. So I told them I want to speak to a supervisor. Eventually they said, well, we're going to set up an email or them to email you back eventually so that they can get this figured out with you. And I said, well, I don't want to wait for that because it's going to take like 24 to 48 hours, I find out. And I'm trying to save my 24-hour hold time on my phone. I'm not going to benefit from waiting 48 hours for one of these guys to get me back. So I say, cancel that and just take me off the plan. And I'll wait my 24 hours. And they said, well, we can't now because you're waiting for a supervisor to contact you. So we can't cancel that. And you're going to have to just wait for them to get a hold of you now. So I end that conversation and I get back with them again immediately, a different person. I mentioned that I'm waiting for a supervisor to get a hold of me, but I don't want that. I want to just get my account off of Family Link and wait the 24 hours. And they say, no, we can't do that because you're going to have to wait for that supervisor. Okay, I hang up. Try it again. And this time I get the same person I talked to the first time that said I was going to have to wait. But for some reason, this has only been like 15 minutes and they can't remember who I am. And I just say, take me off of Family Link. I'm over 13. They send me a link to get there and I do that and I get it resolved. So the point is, I mean, my account is super secured right now and I've added something called Google Authenticator. And if you don't have that, you need to get it on your account. It gives you a 6-digit code that changes every 30 seconds, so it's hard to hack. But if Google owns so much and they have so much power in your life, your phone, your Google, your Gmail account, your YouTube channel or your YouTube account, and probably a lot of products that you use are linked to it. If something goes wrong, it's going to totally mess you up. It totally messed me up. And anything that has to do with Google now just gives me a bad feeling, man. I get a horrible taste in my mouth, and I don't see it going away anytime soon. Anyway, I just want to say thank you so much for not abandoning the channel and supporting me during this time. You easily could have. So thank you so much for that. I'll be back on schedule releasing a video every Saturday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. But for now, it's going to be a wrap.